Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and an oldie but goodie was going around that I caught online, and this is from Jim Rickards, and a lot of you have seen it, but a lot of you haven't. Watch away.
Then is gold still a safe haven?
Well, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping think so. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. I mean, why would the Russians be buying it about 10, 20 tons a month, and the Chinese buying about the same if it's not a reserve asset? And then you have to take it another level, which is why are they doing that? Well, you put yourself in Putin's shoes or Xi's shoes, and you look at the United States. The United States looks like an adversary. The United States is getting more aggressive. We're fighting a trade war with China. We're fighting a financial war with Russia behind the scenes through mechanisms like SWIFT and elsewhere. And you're like, okay, I got to get out from under this dollar, because as long as the dollar is king, as long as there's dollar hegemony around the world, and the dollar is 60% of global reserves, 80% of global payments, and almost 100% of the oil market. As long as that's the position of the dollar, you're enthralled with the dollar. If you're Russia, China, you could hate the United States. But as long as we have it's like turning off the oxygen supply to someone in intensive care. They're going to die. If I cut you off from the dollar payment system, you're going to die. They don't like that, so they're looking for an alternative. So what's the alternative? Two things, and I think here's where we can bring the gold and the cryptocurrency trends together. First of all, just buying gold. Gold is physical. You get gold, fly to Moscow, put it in a vault, end of story. The U.S. can't seize it, can't freeze it, can't interdict it, can't kick you out of it. They can't do anything. They cannot erase that gold. It's just there. Okay, but you have to trade. So there's what's emerging, what I call, and I briefed the military on this.
All right, brief the military on it, huh?
I briefed the military on this, the U.S. Army War College and Joint Command down at Norfolk Naval Base recently, and I said, okay, just imagine the following. So, so you have this trade. There's what I call the new axis of gold. So Iran sells oil to China. North Korea sells weapons to Iran. China buys oil from Saudi Arabia. Russia buys infrastructure from China. Russian tourists go to Turkey, etc. These are all the members. So what they could do, they could create their own distributed digital ledger. It wouldn't be Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a joke. But they could come up with their own currency.
Oh, did you catch that? Bitcoin's a joke.
Putin coin or the Xi coin. It would be completely encrypted. And all you would do is keep score. It's no different than baseball cards, right? So you keep score on this whole trading network. And periodically, monthly, quarterly, once a year, you settle up in gold. And all you do is you put the gold on a pallet, fly it in a plane to the other guy, and he puts it in his vault, end of story. And Steve knows better than anyone, when you do things on net instead of gross, it's a much smaller transaction. If you had to pay for everything with gross gold, that's unwieldy. But if you keep score in crypto and then settle up on net, every 6 months or so, that works fine. Now notice, everything I just said, there's no dollar. And that was Doug's point. Are we looking at the dethroning of the dollar? If we've got gold, Putin's crypto, Xi crypto, a distributed ledger, and a large trading network that does not involve dollars, does not involve SWIFT, is that the beginning of the end of the dollar? And it might be.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to my sponsor, Miles Franklin. I'm entering code DAI Gold. I'm going to buy some gold either today or tomorrow myself. And this is how I will buy it. Use code DAI Gold. That's my sponsor, Miles Franklin. The link is in the description if you forget. Then we've got this from Ashley Prosper. Ashley Prosper normally makes a lot of sense, and this time it's no different. XRP holders have been attacked from every angle possible. Do you ever feel like we're being tested? Well, you can test me away because I know exactly what I hold. Now, I like the things that Ido Farina is saying here. 5 years in the future, I see XRP used by governments, banks, retail customers worldwide. Gold tokenized on the XRP ledger. Ripple is a multi-trillion-dollar company. Ripple and XRP are on the cover of Fortune, Forbes, Wall Street Journal. People bragging about buying XRP at $50. I could see all of those, folks. I'll be here to find out. Look at this. Short sellers of GameStop are down $3.5 billion today This puts 2-day short seller losses at $5 billion. And guess who has a problem with that? Former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton. He's bothered by GameStop. Well, Jay, I'm bothered by ETHgate. So join the club.
GameStop shares are soaring once again this morning, adding more than 170% just since yesterday morning. Another meme stock soaring along with GameStop is AMC. AMC is up 187% for the week to date. And of course, it's only Tuesday. Joining us right now with more on this is Jay Clayton. He is former SEC chair and a CNBC contributor. And Jay, we've been kicking this around this morning. I got a whole lot of different takes on this. First of all, the short sellers didn't learn their lesson last time around. Second of all, retail investors are back with a vengeance, but you can't really call this investing either. These are massive swings. As a former SEC chair, what do you think when you look at all of this?
Well, it bothers me. It bothers me on many levels. I think your last guest got it right. It's a lot closer to gambling than it is to trading, and it's certainly not investing.
Top shares are soaring.
By the way, I can't remember if I remembered to say it, but Chris Giancarlo, who was former CFTC chair, said to my face that the ETHgate ball has not stopped rolling yet. That this thing is still there's still more to come on that. Chris Giancarlo said that, folks. Okay. And then Brian Costello says Jay would be better off just closing his mouth on GameStop. As SEC chair, he played a significant role in shielding hedge funds, private equity funds, venture funds, and even covered up substantial capital market crimes for China. Now he's the chair of a private equity fund involved in dubious insurance policy schemes. Despite these controversies, CNBC and Squawk Box feature him for his moral clarity. And I think they pay him. Check this out. Billionaire Mark Cuban. I put out a picture of myself and Mark Cuban the other day. Billionaire Mark Cuban says anti-crypto stance could cost Biden the presidency. You think? The first Bitcoin election. How about the first XRP ETHgate election? That's what I'd like to call it. Pierce's Technology. We're very proud and excited to join forces with Evmos team to get Ripple XRPL EVM sidechain ready for mainnet, full interoperability with Cosmos, IBC protocol, Ethereum EVM, having XRP as a native currency supporting cheap, efficient, fast transactions with 1 billion 24-hour volume. Jazzy Cooper from Ripple says today at ETH Rio, Ripple and Pierce are announcing the integration of EVMOS to further enhance the EVM sidechain for XRPL. This integration will bring EVM smart contracts and further drive interoperability within the Cosmos ecosystem through IBC. Then we've got this. This is the guy that I called out a while back. He's a Bloomberg contributor or something like that. James Seifert. He was the one that was all about getting an ETH ETF, and I kept asking him, I said, well, you're fully aware of ETHgate, so why would you want people to pile into an ETF when you know of all of the potential corruption behind ETHgate? Because it could affect their investments. But he ignored the topic of ETHgate and kept pushing for it. Now he says he thinks the odds are that it'll be denied from these documents. Where'd this come from? Where widely, I don't even know where that came from. It doesn't matter. It's not very likely that there's going to be an Ethereum ETF anytime soon. And here, this is Meta Lawman talking about the craziest part of the SEC's demand for disgorgement in the Ripple case. Listen to this.
And here's the thing. One thing the Second Circuit has been really clear about, and the U.S. Supreme Court has been really clear about, is disgorgement is supposed to go to the victims. Okay, so think about that for a moment. The disgorgement, let's say it's 900 million plus interest, doesn't go to the Treasury of the United States. It doesn't go to the SEC. It goes to victims. Okay, now think about this for a minute. the SEC wins and gets disgorgement, they're going to have to pile on more money to institutional investors who already made a profit from their interaction with Ripple and buying XRP. I get a little worked up. This is so crazy, you know?
You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, that is insane. They're going to make them richer. And we lost a ton of money.
Can you imagine wiring tens of millions of dollars to big institutions that already made a profit from their interaction with Ripple? That has to happen. That's the clearest part of this whole picture, is the money has to go to these quote unquote victims.
Craziness. That's what you get when you have a dishonest Gary Gensler at the helm. Now, I think Cowboy Crypto is directly over the target here.
Dollars or so, because when everyone's buying, that's when stock prices go down. Except if meme stocks were being crazy because of our trades making the market fluctuate like crazy, then when we're all buying, wouldn't that make the price go up? I mean, it's almost like there are some actors out there in the markets that have massive amounts of capital and the ability to manipulate prices through various nefarious means that can make it so that the prices of these meme stocks don't actually do what retail buying pressure implies they would do.
I believe this is what's been done with all these meme coins and crap coins in crypto for all these years. I believe a lot of these major players have known that without clarity they could get away with bloody murder, and I think that's what they've done, is tried to make billions off of the retail while they could before there was regulations in place. Now, in DAI XRP, we're going to talk about two things. The first thing we're going to talk about is this the spark? I'm going to show you what I want to know. Is it going to be the spark that sparks the crypto market? Okay? Because everybody's looking for a spark. I'm also going to show you a clip from an executive at Ripple. It's got copyrighted music over it, so I'm going to show it in the group. I just found it today. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that here we go.